Good morning to one and all. This is Dr. P. Lavanya, working as Associate Professor in MBA Department in Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Dundigal, Hyderabad. So we are coming across in our videos regarding the case studies. So in this video, we are able to see regarding the case studies on production analysis. So in this production analysis, we see how the cost reduction takes place, and the production analysis itself also tells us regarding the mistakes what the organization should not do when it was in terms of increasing its production by availing the economies of the scale. So in this scenario, today our case study was relating to the deep water horizon oil spill. So it's a case study which tells or which gave a lesson to the world relating to the hazards done by the companies, or the mistake made by the company in case of production has given a lot of disadvantages or hazards to the environment and also the reputation of the country. So in this context, we study or go for analyzation of the case study. So the case study relating this was it's a deeper horizon oil spill company. So which analyzes relating to the production and cost implication of 2010 deeper horizon oil spilled, which has been taken place in case of Gulf of Mexico. So this case examines the factors that contribute to the accident, including the cost running measures and regulatory failures, and the result cost for BP, that is British Petroleum Production, and its shareholders. Means an incident which was taken place in 2010 by the deeper water horizon. So it is relating to the accident which has been taken place relating to the company of British Petroleum Corporation, and what was the effect which was being made upon the company's name and fame and also the reputation. So this case also considers the economic and environmental impact due to the spill of the oil and implication of the oil and gas industry in the broader manner. Means how this accident gave an effect, the hazards to the environment and also the reputation of the company has been lessened, and also world also has been got a lesson by looking at this incident. So we go for analyzation or overview of this deeper water horizon oil spill case. So it's in a largest deeper water horizon is the largest marine oil spill in history. So it is where the oil has been dug in Gulf of Mexico, where it has been taken place in the deeper water. So from the water sea depth place, the oil has to be extracting. So it is a company which was under the British Petroleum, which was caused an accident on April 20, 2010, explosion on the deeper horizon oil located in the Gulf of Mexico. When these extracting of the crude oil was taking place, an explosion has been taken place on 2010 in the Gulf of Mexico. Approximately 41 miles, that is 66 kilometers off the coast of Louisiana, and its subsequent sinkings on April 22 means it is nearest to the Louisiana coast. So on this oil digging well, which was operated upon the Maconda prospects of Gulf of Mexico, exploded and sank. Means when we are digging this one, the total deeper session or the created internal walls where the workers has been extracting this oil, the totally due to the explosion was sunk in the sea under depth. So after the sunking, 11 workers has been died in the deeper water horizon, and it is called as in the largest oil spill history of the marine oil drilling operations. Means the totally oil which was due to the explosion has been totally spread over the sea, and it was considered as the largest oil spill in marine drilling operations. So this is in a history of the case. So this is in a largest accident which has been taken place and created a very effective impact upon the British Petroleum Corporation. So regarding these, we can go for a caspering of these event. It serves as a consequences for both for environmental and also the company. Means due to this accident, totally the environmental hazards has been faced and the company also involved. Particularly that is British Petroleum have a lot of impact upon its reputation, maybe in case of name and fame, goodwill, and also in case of money point of view also, totally a drastic disorder has been came to the BP. So these analysis we can study in this case study. So the causes for this accident was relating to the one of the cost cutting measures. So organization want for large scale production and want to go for a cost cutting techniques. So in a manner of cost cutting techniques, these British Petroleum with other companies involved in implementing the cost cutting measures and compromised safety of the work. Means in a harsh manner the organization go for cost cutting and it doesn't take into the consideration the safety of environment or maybe the workers which are working in that water marine session. And at the same way, the decisions which used for the lesser expensive but risky, means what the way they have been done or what without precautionary measures they have been doing these oil extracting in the deeper sea, where it has been taken the terms of less expensive but it is very risky. So due to the risky nature and no safety measures has been identified, here the disasters has been contributed. So with these cost cutting techniques also we can go for regulatory failures. So though maybe the cost cutting techniques are followed, the continuous regulation has been not done when the work is going on. Means lapse of regulatory outsides. Means the regulatory framework or overall regulating measures has been insufficient in case of checks and also balancing in the places. Means overall checking what is happening, so how it was going on, total checking has been lapsed and the pace itself has been balanced. So this allowed the companies to bypass of safety protocols. Means here it doesn't take the protocol of bypassing the safety of the workers or the work, which contributed to failure of the preventive measures. Means itself the company has been failed in taking the regulatory framework or safety protocol or balancing the overall going for checking measures in each and every site. Maybe it want a lesser cost reduction techniques make them to failure in the regulatory of work. So along with these marine spilled, the environmental effect has been taken place. So due to the oil spill magnitude, this deeper water horizon spill released an estimation of 4.9 million barrels of 9 million barrel of oil into the Gulf of Mexico, which was spread all over the sea, and it resulted in the death of many sea species and also created an environmental disaster and made it as the largest environmental disaster in the history of the world. So with this oil spill, the ecosystem which was presented in the sea has been damaged. So this spill of oil has been devastating the effect upon the marine life and coastal ecosystems. Means the marine fishes and other creatures which was in the marine, a lot of death was caused and made fungus. And at the same way, the coastal ecosystem means the weather itself is also changed and the cause lot of pollution hazards leads to the many hazards to the livelihood of the communities. means the people who has been dependent upon this fishing, tourism. So everything has went into the disaster for a number of years. So which gave a long-term impact upon the Gulf ecosystem, which has been a case study has been evolved. Means due to this spill of oil, so totally the Gulf ecosystems, maybe the tourism, livelihood people or the communities which are dependent upon these fishing and other has been affected a lot. The environment and the livelihood of the people has been gave a tremendous impact due to this incident. So along with that, the economic crisis is also occurred to the British Petroleum as the financial cost. Means due to these incidents, the massive financial loss has been incurred, which including in the cost of cleaning up and compensation affected the parties, and which leads to the legal settlement for the British Petroleum. Means the totally the ecosystem has been went for a larger disastrous, and so the international organizations came up with filing a case that the financially impact or economical impact has been faced upon the BP to a massive financial loss. It has to pay a lot of crores of money for cleaning up these sea areas, ecosystems, and it went for the legal settlement. So along with that, the company's reputation is also suffered to a tremendous effect. And also along with the financial cost, economic consequences for the shareholders has been taken place. Why? Because as fishing and tourism industry in Gulf area has been suffered a significant effect, such that many businesses are relating to this tourism, fishing, exporting and importing businesses. So many has been closed down and experienced a long-term negative effect due to this incident. And this BP British Petroleum production itself is responsible for cleanup efforts. So immediate response has been spilt, faced the crisis, which was being very slow and inadequate. Means the immediate response came for the clearation, but due to the release of this financial consideration, made that world tourism has got very slow and inadequate cleaning program has been done. So use of desperate and control burns raised in the international concern. Means the company has to face the international legal settlements and also legal obligation due to the pollution of the environmental concern. So this BP has been take consideration relating to the long-term cleanup programs. It makes an efforts extensively and which are of very cost, where the BP committed itself the billions of dollars to cleaning up of this spill which was caused by the incident. So this spill itself has been compensated and affected the parties and restored the affected of ecosystem. Means long time has been taken and a lot of money was invested in case of spill of this ecosystem which affected the parties. So along with that, internationally the regulatory changes and industrial implications has been taken place. So what are the regulatory reforms means? The Deeper Horizon Disasters has promoted regulatory reforms upon the offshore drilling to enhance the safety and to prevent the similar type of accident. So these has been given a framework, regulatory framework started that compulsory when these offshore drilling have oil or anything was taking place in case of seashore, compulsory we has to involve in enhancing the safety protocol measures and also prevent this type of accident. And industrial security has been taken place, which leads to increase the industrial security of oil and gas practices, which emphasizes the need and responsible and sustainable operation. So these are very dangerous, these gas or oil drilling corporations, where it requires a lot of regulatory framework and precautionary measures to be taken. So itself has been emphasized the need of responsible and sustaining of the operations in industrial security. Along with these, the public perception and corporation responsibility, and CRS, that is corporate responsibility, has also been given. Why? Because the reputation of BP has been damaged severely due to this incident. The company faced a public outreach and pursued a prioritized profits over the safety and environmental responsibilities. Means its reputation not only going down, the public itself was the reverse upon the company's allegation, and as it doesn't take in a safety measures, the company's environmental responsibility has been there. So with these, the corporate responsibilities is also raised the issues that the case undergoes the importance of giving the corporate responsibility, and if any negligence has been happened like this similar incident, so the safety and environmental concern has given to by this corporate responsibility. So these companies are the responsible if any accidents are happened due to the negligence of the companies. So due to these, the public perception and the corporate responsibilities is also increased by this incident. So with these, we can come to a conclusion saying that due to these accident, the deeper horizon oil spill is a poignant example where the far-reaching consequence of industrial accident. Means the case study analyzed. So what problems are the impact faced by the company, maybe the external environment and the pollution cost, and maybe the livelihood ecosystems. So each and everything consequences related to this industrial accident. So it gives the need for stringent safety measures. Means 100% the safety measures has to be identified, and effective regulation, oversight, and gives the corporate responsibility has been involved in these oil and gas industries. So these are the some of the important things where we should learn to avoid this sort of industrial accident. So it also serves as an ongoing discussion, means a catalyst for ongoing discussions about the environmental protection and sustainability of the business practices. Means to avoid this sort of incidences or to avoid the accidents. So internationally, continuous operations or continuous progression has been done in order to making a measures or continuous safety protocols was taken to get the environmental protection and also the business sustainable practices to be done. So this is the incidents relating to this protection on the deeper water oil. As an accident itself learned many sort of lessons to the world. So the next case study we can come with a production analysis or the impact of COVID-19 pandemic. So the COVID-19 pandemic indeed a significant challenge in terms of vaccine supply and distribution on global scale, as India itself is one of a prominent position in production and supply of this COVID vaccine. So we analyze this case study aspect as the unpredictable demand for the vaccines. Means how the production taken place and how we have been faced the demand conditions for the vaccination we can analyze in this case study. So the first will comes like unpredictable demand for the vaccines and the global demand. As we know, the COVID is noticed to the one the total world has been suffered, and 6 months the total world was under the lockdown section. So once we want to come outside of the houses, we require some protection vaccine. So which the COVID-19 vaccine has been surgically rapidly as a pandemic, means to stop these pandemic spread across the boundaries. So the government and international organization faced the urgent need to secure a significant supply and protect the population from this COVID pandemic. So here combination of the effects done by the government and also the international organization make the countries, many countries free from these COVID pandemic by supply of these vaccination. So we'll see what are the favorable things and what are the implications or the challenges does this COVID-19 vaccine has been faced in case of distribution and the supplies over the global scale. So in this first we comes with the challenges in the production. So in this COVID vaccination production faced a lot of challenges relating to the novelty of the virus and requiring the development of new vaccine technologies. Means it is in a first time which was being exploited throughout the world. So we don't know what is the way or reason of spread of this vaccine. And at the same way, the novelty is based upon how far the vaccine will sustain or restrict the growth of the virus. And they requires a lot of new vaccination technology over the world and consolidated effect will done by the international agencies. So, scaling up the production to meet the global demand posed the logistical and technical hurdles. Means though production and technological utilization is a one phase of challenges, at the same way supply of this vaccine and the utilization of logistics to supplying at a global level of this vaccine is also another hurdle faced by production challenges. Along with these production challenges, logistics manner, the distribution challenge is also came across this COVID pandemic. Once vaccination was developed, distributed them worldwide, it presented a formidable task, means where it is a totally risky one. So logistic of the vaccine, storage, transportation, infrastructure, which is needed to be robust to ensure the timely and efficient delivery to various regions, which includes a remote and undeserved area also. Means the vaccination itself faced any challenges related to the logistics, storage and infrastructure, along with the delivery and transportation facilities and reaching to that region on time is also a tremendous or impactable challenge which related to the distribution network of the global areas. And along with that, equitable access concerns. So ensuring the equitable access to the vaccine has been become a critical issues. Means consent should be provided as high income countries often secure a significant portion of vaccine supply, potentially leaving the lower income nations at a disadvantage. This highlighting the need of international cooperation and address the global health disparities. Means maybe the countries who are having a good income has been purchased the vaccine, but other nations, maybe when it comes with the North Southern African states, many states like Somalia, maybe Arab countries or some of the nations which are in weaker in financial position was unable to purchase the vaccines. So it has been arised the disparities at a global level or international level due to the income levels, which was addressed in case of assessing the concern of this COVID vaccination. So along with that, coordinating the global response. So this case itself emphasized the importance of coordinating the global response. So means collaboration should be done between the governments and also the international organizations, pharmaceutical companies and non-profitable organization, which is very crucial for addressing the challenges in a collective manner. Means here we can identify that coordination and cooperation, as it is not a pandemic of one area or one country. It is totally spread over throughout the world. So every country is necessity. So international organizations with pharmaceutical companies came forward and distributed to the low and high companies where they required or need and essential is more. So where it address the challenges which has to be faced collectively by the total world. So along with this, for these challenges, we have to face the role of supply in the chain management. So the supply chain management plays an important role in success distribution of these COVID-19 vaccines. So these efficient supply chain ensures the vaccine to reaching the place or the destinations without delay. Means good supply chain management and efficient measures taken make the vaccine to reach the destinations online on the time without delays, and along with proper cold chain management, as vaccine has to be stored in cold storage facilities is required. So the distribution when itself is reaching to the destinations, this facility is also effectively managed, while it is very much essential to preserving the integrity of certain vaccine formulations. Means internationally the supply of these vaccine requires the preservation always requires the cold effect. So cold storage system has been also provided. And due to this COVID pandemic, the lessons has been learned by not only the country, it's relating to the total world. So this case provides an opportunity to extract the lessons which we learned from the pandemic response. Means when the any pandemic exhausted, the total world should become in a coordination and cooperative manner. Means global cooperation is required, or the stress has been mentioned relating to the health system and global cooperation in research and development. And at the same way, it needs the contingency plans for the future health crisis. Means these global coordination and cooperation should be continuous at international level, and futurely we should think of like this pandemic and planning should be done. And along with that, policy implications. Means the government and international bodies may also assist the reforming policy relating to the vaccine distribution, which ensures more equitable access. Means internationally the distribution of the vaccine must and should be done in equitable manner, or maybe we supply more where it requirement is necessary. So this could involve in the discussion upon intellectual property rights and also the technology transfers. Means relating to these pharmaceutical items, as the property rights, intellectual property rights should be make more broader the regulatory framework, and how the technology transfer and financially support required has to be privileged by the different nations. Means the healthiest or richest country should come forward at this time to help for the middle and poor nations with the help of these equitable distribution of pharmaceutical or vaccinations, or maybe technological transfers, and some financial support to be assisted. So by this analysis of this case study, in conclusion, we can say that this COVID-19 pandemic showered the intercrisis of the managing the vaccine supply through global crisis. Means it's not to a particular area. So the globally how the international agencies or different governments managed these supply crisis, and also this case study underscores the need of global collaboration. Means coordination and cooperation at international level, which robust the supply chain management and commitment to the equitable vaccine assessments. Means the distribution must and should be in equitable manner, which gives an effective address of mitigation and important of such health emergencies. Means all overall countries should be responded. Impact comes in case of health emergencies throughout the world, or maybe to a particular nation. So equitable distribution and assistance by international agencies and government should come forward. And with this case study, we are able to analyze that the positive impact relating to the coordination and cooperation at international level has given a perpetual impact upon the COVID, and vaccination developed, distributed, and nowadays we are able to identify that the effect or the impact of the COVID at international level was very less. So these are the two types of case studies which we have seen relating to the production analysis. Thank you.
like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.